What is up, fellow U-boobers? Fuzzy coming to you live. Got a good old project today. It's my 88 Chevy C3500 or R30 as some people call them. You can call them either what. Today I'm doing some electrical work. I got a fuster cluck of wires in the back. Show you the inside here. 350 4-volt main, 4-speed granny. Good old upholstery work I did with some Gorilla Tape. She didn't do bad, the old girl. Had her running yesterday, runs pretty good. I got to do some carburetor work to it. It's got a Rochester 4-barrel Quadra-Junk in there. So, anyway, as you can tell, I've already started. Got me a brand new test light the other day. Finally got one after all this time of working on stuff. So I've got a fuster cluck of wires. I mean, there's green, there's yellow, there's blue, there's red, and everything is so freaking tied together it's ridiculous. So what I am doing is putting on these brand spanking new pigtails. And all they are, for anybody that works on trailers and all that good stuff, is that. Now, I had a brain fart this morning. I had to call my dad. I used to work at a truck shop with him. And I said, what wire goes to what on these pigtails? I said, I know red is power, but I don't remember if black is ground or white. And he says, well, red is your main power. White is always your ground. White is never power. The black is the hot wire for, like, the body lights up here. Stuff like that. And then your taillights, essentially. So I'm putting on these brand spanking new pigtails that I carry on hand as extras for my car trailer, because my car trailer is set up with the recessed pigtail lights just like this. So I'm going to use the spares that I have to fix this clusterfuck. I've never seen these type of connectors here, but basically how they work is you put the two wire, you don't have to strip the coating off of the wires. What happens is you put the two wires inside the connector, close the connector down with like a pair of crimpers like that. All you do is you crimp it down just like this, hook the little lock in there, and what happens is there's these two little metal spades or whatever you want to call them inside the connector that slices through the coating and makes the connection to the wires. So, and that's how you get your ground and your power and all that good stuff. Well, I'm going to eliminate those junk ass frickin' things. They're probably older than me. And we're using these are good little things. Heat shrink butt connectors along with heat shrink tubing. This stuff is a godsend. Whoever invented these should have been president. And I also have these little plastic ties, which I might use, I might not. I'm not sure yet. I got to be careful about how I run stuff, because whoever did the wiring before thought it was a fantastic idea to run this power wire for the body lights up and over the frame and all that stuff, because, you know, this being a dump bed, this pivots right here, so there's a little bit of tension on this wire here, but not much. But I'm doing away with that. Just so I don't have any more electrical problems, I should say, and all that stuff. And I got some work to do here. These are going to come off, and I'm going to splice on all new connectors there and connectors down there. That body light on the driver's side rear corner is out, so I got to figure that out. I'm sure it's just a bulb, no big deal, but I'm going to test the wiring anyway, just to make sure that it works, which I'm pretty sure it's not the wiring, because the other side works. This other corner light right here works. This light works. The one on the other side does not. So, got a little bit of a project. Not too bad. I got to be to work by 1 today, so I'm not in any rush. I still got to get floorboards for it. I got to do floors on both sides, as well as rockers. I've already got 2 brand new rockers, 2 brand new cab corners. The cab corners are fine. There's nothing wrong with the cab corners at all. but the rockers on both sides are shot, and the floor right here in this area by my dump levers, or my PTO lever and my dump lever, is rotted right about in that area. And so my uncle's going to take care of that for me when he gets the floors. He ordered the floors for me and all that stuff. So not too much needs to be done to the old girl. I put 2 brand new front tires on it last year. These rear tires are junk. 3 out of the 4 were flat, but I got them pumped up and they hold air. So, and I've driven it around a little bit. Got it running. It runs fairly decent. But I still got some work to do to it. Here she is from a small distance. So it's a good old truck. It started out as a lumber company truck, and it originally was a flatbed just like it is now. Only difference is that the flatbed, I believe, from what my buddy told me, because I bought it off a close friend of mine, the body was about probably out to here where my index finger is long. So I believe it was like a 14-foot body, and he bought it from the lumber company back in 1995, year after I was born. And he cut the body down, as you can tell by the welds. He cut the body down because he said when you dumped it, when you tilted the bed up, the body would touch the ground and it would lift the truck off the ground. The body is PTO driven off of the transmission. Just push in the clutch, move the lever forward, boom, you got hydraulics. So there she is from the back. God, I love that ass. Yow. Fucking prickers. Ugh. This place is loaded with them. They're a menace to society. So not too much of a project. You know, just got to do some knick-knack wiring stuff. Not too big of a deal. Got some sandpaper here to make my ground point. I got to make a ground point somewhere on the truck because, let's see, where was it? Right here. This is the ground. White is ground. Obviously, they ran a black wire, so you gotta keep track of that when you're doing your wires. And the one thing that my dad always told me when I did any electrical work at the truck shop is if it's not a light bulb and you gotta check the wiring, he goes, always go where the last person was that worked on the wiring, because chances are likely that it's going to be where they were. So as you can tell, this is where somebody was, right here. So that's what's ahead of me today. The next video I do, hopefully I'll have everything connected all back together, and I will show how I did that. That's my homemade electrical kit I showed you briefly earlier. I took an old tackle box that my uncle had. Took an old tackle box that he had, and just made an electrical kit. Because I was constantly buying stuff left and right. You know, buying these electrical connections. I also got these little spades right here. I call them spades, whatever you want to call them. I got all different sizes of heat shrink tubing. This one is 1/8 inch. I got some, there's more 1/8 inch. And then I've got some quarter. Got some quarters, 1/2 inch, 5/8. You know, all kinds of different sizes. 5/8 is so far the biggest I've found for like automotive stuff. Got my zip ties. I got all kinds of electrical tape. I do not recommend using electrical tape to hold this stuff together. It's just a poor way to do it. I understand it's a quick fix just to get you home, or if you got to get by for a week or so. But electrical tape is not the way to fix it. Okay? Always use, if you got access to it, always use heat shrink tubing. This stuff is a godsend, and I love it. I swear by it. So, but that's a wrap for now. I'm gonna cut this short. I'm gonna get to doing this and see how much I can accomplish for today. But We'll see y'all next time. Keep in touch with yourselves. Whatever you do, don't name it after me. Later.